All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're here with another one. Please remember to hit that like button coming through the door. All right. I would advise you guys to go and look at the JLP manifesto of 2016. In this one, Mr. Real Rattigan is going to highlight some things that I was not aware of. I mean, this is what happens when you don't read. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm the man that did not watch the news for years. Imagine reading. We gonna keep it a stat. It's not that I'm unable to read. It's that we wasn't reading. You feel me? So, check this out real quick. All right, let me speed it up a little bit because it's a lot to cover and I got a lot of things to do. Plus, later on this evening at 6 p.m., we gonna cover the St. Mary Parish meeting. What me say? St. Mary Parish meeting. Turn all the way up. You feel me? Shout out to my bro Will Allen. Alright, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Deserve to be called. Pull them up. Look at it. You've seen this before, some of it. This is in 2016, the Prime Minister is saying, dear friends and colleagues, I have a problem with that. He's talking to his folks, his people. But here, Kevin, it says friends and colleagues. You're sending out a manifesto to your people. And he said friends and colleagues, right? I don't know how many of you consider him your friend or your colleague. I know that he doesn't consider most of you his friend or his colleague. We'll get into that. But I just want to show you something. Here, Kevin, I must be green whenever I go. Is it? You can read that, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
It says the Jamaica Labour Party is very clear, not kind of clear or sort of clear, very clear in its focus and delivery objectives for the next 5 years. What he's saying is that all of these things that we're focused on, we're going to deliver them in the next 5 years. So by 2021, these things are going to be fulfilled. All right. In the same document, they came up with a 10-point plan, and they said this 10-point plan is a plan for prosperity. This is 2016. Said, trust me, people. Trust me. We follow this plan. We are destined for success. Let's look at part of this
plan. So for those who can't hear it clearly, because his mic was giving a little problem, this 2016 plan of the JLP, ladies and gentlemen, 2016 plan of the JLP in the manifesto, Andrew has clearly stated that in the next 5 years, we're going to get these things done. All right? So he's going to touch on some of the things that he said he was going to get done in the next 5 years. So I just want to make that very clear. And there was a 10-point plan. A 10-point plan in that. He's going to highlight one of them, of that 10-point plan. Which I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. Patrick, big up yourself. You understand? Yeah, man. Hills of Brandon Hill, St. Andrew. Big up all my sisters and brothers on the platform. Call it crocodile, call it. No, you know what say? Him not going to call it. I don't think he's going to call it after this revelation of the situation of the affidavit. But anyway, moving on. Raphael Dyer, big up. Evan Miller, big up. So, that is it. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. With the Jerry Wagwan, Jerry. Bless up yourself every time in my birthday. Yeah, man, we have to vote out them people, man. They're wicked and corrupt, man. They're dangerous. They're dangerous.
That. Let's go down to. Let's go down to. They have 10 points. That they said, these things, we're going to do these things in the next 5 years, and everything is going to be fine. Jamaica is going to be, Jamaica is going to be hunky dory. The Vision 2030 event will take place. We will become a developed country, so on and so forth. One of them is this, and this is for the last week Wednesday. If you're interested in the judiciary, last week Wednesday we showed you where they promised that they were going to do certain things for the Chief Justice, and also if you're interested in banking, what they're going to do for the governor of the bank, how they're going to appoint those people. And then we showed you that they knew when they made the promise that they couldn't do it. They knew. they promised anyway. But look at number 4. Number 4, it says, we will list on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Because remember, they were saying, and later on, they said that Jamaica Stock Exchange was the most productive stock exchange in the world, or one of. And so here is something that they promised before they took part. They said, we will list on the Jamaica Stock Exchange several state-owned enterprises such as UDC. This one is. That's 4. What on to say?
Can you guys hear me over my clips? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Alright, you can hear me. I don't know what happened to his focus now, but like I said, it says here we will list on the Jamaica Stock Market Exchange several state-owned enterprises such as the UDC and factories corporations. These factories have significant assets based which can be properly packaged and placed on the stock market with realistic investment plans that would attract new capital and unleash the economic and job creation potential latent in them. Yeah, that's what it says. All right, let's continue.
What on to say?
Now people look on Kevin face now when Kevin look at this one number 5. We will fix Jamaica's water infrastructure. We will make strategic capital investments in water. Jamaica is not short of water. This government does not know how to manage it. The investment in water will reduce the impact of drought on the economy and will also boost agriculture and housing. They did not do any of this, you know. The Jamaica Labour Party did not do any of this. This 5 right here, this part of them 5-point plan, which was supposed to be done in 5 years. Remember, 2016 to 2020. Hello? Hello? None of this was done, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite the opposite. The housing, construction, agriculture. Come on, bro. The housing construction part, yes. But it's not house that we can afford. And the men and women in agriculture are balling out every day. You get me? And the people them get black jump. Black jump. Vernal Wagwan, UK in the building. Black jump the people them get. Make it make sense. See? So this strategic capital investments in water, we haven't seen it. To fix Jamaica water infrastructure, we haven't seen it. Right? And that was supposed to be done from 2020. Mind you, this is the manifesto that said they would do it in 5 years. Promises that was not kept. Alright? So you know how them come out with them plans the other day with them achievements, which we are going to get into. Ladies and gentlemen, now they are telling the People's National Party to show their achievements when they showed a manifesto in 2016. That's what the People's National Party is going to show, a manifesto. They are not the government. They are not in charge of our tax dollars, as Dayton Campbell said last night at the meeting. You cannot make this up. The way how these people try to trick the Jamaican people. And there's some of them that are so not following the political process that they are deaf, dumb, and blind to the realities, and they just run with anything that the Prime Minister says. And it's very, very sad. That not just the Prime Minister, but anybody in the JLP or any of their media pundits. You get me? But let's continue.
Okay. Then we will revitalize and rebuild our town centers and cities. And the government will lead us. The government will lead the way. Clear vision, policy, and commitment. make everything nice for everybody. That we will start redevelopment of Kingston waterfront market. The Burnham Field corridor.
Let me read it because I'm saying microphone are going bad. We will revitalize and rebuild our town centers and cities. There is so much value lying idle in our real estate in blighted urban areas. However, government has led the way with a clear vision, policy, and commitment to partnering with the private sector to make our towns and cities attractive and comfortable for residents and businesses again. We will start with the redevelopment of the Kingston waterfront and Market District and the hugely exciting Vernon Field corridor. This will be partially funded by the listings of the UIC on the stock market. No, ladies and gentlemen, the UIC never went on the UDC, sorry, never went on the stock market. This was supposed to happen between 2016 and 2020. So they could yield this profit he's talking about to do all those other things. So you can imagine all those other things might have not materialized. But let's continue.
Rebel. Sorry. So, something just went, like something just switched on your audio just now. A strange noise came in, and your mic went down a little bit low. I know you didn't touch anything.
No, I didn't touch anything. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, Mr. RATTIGAN, what happened? You're turning away from the mic to read the thing there. Can the mic go back a little bit where you are when you're reading the thing on the computer?
Right, so, no problem. Can put it right. How about this?
Loud and clear from Negril Point to Moran Point and Waterhouse.
All right. You have to Waterhouse inside there, so you know. But here is the thing now. I want you to focus on this part. He says we're going to do all of this Kingston waterfront, and we're going to do all of this to Vernon Field. And how will we fund it? We will fund it. This will be partially funded by the listing of the UDC on the stock market. See that? Twice in the 10-point plan, they mentioned UDC. Here it is right here. I bet there 4. Oh. But here it is right there. They're going to list UDC. So them said it's going to attract new capital and unleash the economic and job creation potential. And by the way, I don't know who responsible for this. If it's Senator Morgan or if it's Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith. But this word here, this word, I don't think that word should be there. Economic and job creation potential latent in them. I think they mean potential talent, but they put latent.
That's Senator Morgan. That's not Kamina. That's Senator Morgan.
I think they meant talent. They're dyslexic, right? Them put. I don't know, Kevin. I'm just saying. I'm not an English major, you know. I'm a Patwa major. That's my language.
No, you're correct. I'm sorry to put you right. You're absolutely correct. Latent cannot be in that same sentence.
Funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
it should be talent.
It's funny.
You're correct.
Yeah.
No, you're correct.
Right.
Latent has no use in that sentence.
So they mentioned
Absolutely
UDC,
none.
and they come back and they mention UDC right here, right? No, people, this is 2016. Here's what me do now. Me with my bossy self now go ask them about that, and here's how them respond to me. And I want to big up UDC now because UDC they're very good at responding, and they're very honest. Said July 30th, it's a few days ago, they responded to me, and they said, "Dear Mr. RATTIGAN, your request for information under the Access to Information Act," and they put in quotation marks. This is what I asked them. In its 2060 manifesto, the JLP promised to list the UDC on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and use funding from that initiative to partially fund the Vernon Field corridor, blah, blah, blah. Here's how they respond to me. They say, Mr. RATTIGAN, we write further to your request. Oh, and this is a good training exercise for ATIs because look at what happened right here. They said, we write further to your request and transferred from the office of the Prime Minister to the Urban Development Corporation. This is how it's supposed to work. You send it to a place, a ministry where it's not supposed to go. They are supposed to transfer it for you and tell you immediately that, listen, you send it to the wrong place. We have sent it to the right place. And here is confirmation. So I want to big up UDC And now I'm big up the office of the Prime Minister. Not too often we big them up, but in this case we big them up. Look what I'm saying now. Look what I'm saying right here. Please be advised that the Urban Development Corporation is not currently listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Why? The corporation has not been listed because it has not received any formal policy instructions from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation to initiate or pursue such a listing.
Okay.
Embarrassing.
So
We need some milk.
Gentlemen, this idea of the UDC going on the stock market, to me it sounds like a good idea, and I'm not an expert or anything. But if you should put it on the stock market and it has those valuable assets, it's going to be on the stock market, it's going to have it bringing some income. Same income they said they would use in development of the country. That sounds like a good idea. Now my question is, why are we in 2025 and this promise was supposed to be done between 2016 and 2020 in this manifesto? If we go back to the first part of this video, you know, Mr. Rattigan highlighted, I just got the 127 timestamp, I have that. Mr. Rattigan highlighted a sentence in the manifesto that, you know, it was very clear that this was supposed to be done in 2016 to 2020. Why wasn't it done? What is the explanation from the Jamaica Labour Party why this was not done? Such a good idea. You know, is it that they don't want the people of Jamaica to benefit? Let me go and show you what I'm talking about. Alright, exact words. And you know, we have to show the proof and the facts and the evidence. Here we go. This part right here. So. This part right, not gonna mute it. This part right here. So see that? The Jamaica Labour Party is very clear in its focus on delivering objectives for the next 5 years. This means it's between 2016 and 2020. So if they're very clear in its focus and delivery, the objectives of this manifesto in the next 5 years, why something that is so simple, like putting the UDC on the stock, it's not complicated enough. It's not something that is not doable. And this is my problem with the Jamaica Labour Party and one of my many problems with the Andrew Holness-led government. Andrew Holness has a 100-day promise that has many things that are tangible and can be done. It should have been done within 50 days. Like setting term limits. Look at us in 2025 playing hopscotch with Andrew Holness on when he's going to call the election. This man does not stand on anything, and it's not unfair criticism. There is a pattern. To me, he cannot be trusted. He can't be trusted with nothing. Even if you think Andrew Holness is innocent of the IC report and everything, he's not a man of his word. He exhibits poor leadership. Very poor leadership. This is a tangible thing that could have been done in the 5 years between 2016 and 2020. And it was not done. You can't even imagine what that would have done, putting them on the stock market. And to all accounts based on what I'm hearing from Mr. Will Rattigan, the UDC is operating in such a way that even him have to beat them up. Right? You requested an ATI. Well, listen, you sent it to the wrong entity. We are not the ones that should receive this, but we have sent it to the agency that it should be received to. You can't. I mean, that's great. Like, them actually want to get information. That's good. That's excellent. Right, Black Barbie? So now, when you look at this now, that them very clear in them focus on delivering the objectives for the next 5 years. Everything in the 10-point plan should have been delivered, you know. That means they knew what they needed to do, and it's going to be smooth runnings in getting it done because they're very clear in its focus and delivery. But look at us now. I'm going to go back to the next timestamp, 127. The UDC tell us straight, they have not been given any directives. See there? Click on it now. See there? We write further to your request dated May 11, 2025 and transfer from the office of the Prime Minister to the Urban Development Corporation June 6 regarding the matter at caption. Please be advised that the Urban Development Corporation is not currently listed on the Jamaica stock market. Right? The corporation has not been listed because it has not received any formal policy instruction from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Nigel Clark, where you there? Favour Williams, where are you? Me not even need to call Favour Williams because she just come as the Minister of Finance. Nigel Clark, where are you? Leprechaun, big up. Diane Whittaker, big up. Big up my baby Patricia. Right? And if me I miss anybody, sorry, because me I focus on this, right? Big up everybody on the live. All they needed was a policy instruction from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation to initiate or pursue such a listing. Like, who is to be blamed? Obviously the government of Jamaica, obviously Nigel Clark, obviously Andrew Ones. Why wasn't the UDC put on the stock market when all they needed was to send a request? A formal, not a request, send a formal policy instruction. We instruct you to get it done. From 2016 till now. When my mother always call that procrastination. This is negligence and procrastination. What is procrastination? Procrastination is putting off what you can do right now for next time. That is procrastination. Right? So what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is high levels of procrastination, high levels of negligence, bad leadership from the Jamaica Labour Party. This was an important part of their 10-point plan, you know, that is supposed to benefit the people of Jamaica, you know. The economy, you know. The economy hasn't even grown. The economy has digressed. What are they gonna blame? If anybody, if the reporters, the media pundits, the mainstream media was doing their job and asked them this question, what could be their answer why they didn't get this done when simply all they had to do was to send a formal policy instruction? From 9 o'clock they still know. Just make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Make it make sense. Let's continue.
And this is the aspiration.
This thing.
Okay. So, 2016 manifesto says, we are going to. And this is the aspiration. So where's the perspiration from the inspiration for the aspiration?
No perspiration. No perspiration. See, the promise, you know, the promise twice in the 10-point plan, you know. The 10-point plan for growth. Twice. They mentioned it. They mentioned that we're going to list it. And they said, guess what? For the Kingston Waterfront and the Vernon Field Corridor, we're going to use the money that we get from UDC being on the stock exchange. We're going to use that money to partially fund those initiatives. 2016. 2025, UDC says, we haven't gotten any instructions to list on the stock exchange. So no money is coming to fund anything from us.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
Adrian, big up yourself because Adrian always answer me. See Adrian right also. Yeah, Adrian.
No, somebody's gonna piss off Will Rattigan here, so because he called Adrian name. I'm not going to play that because I want to keep the focus on this. And I really want you guys to let me know what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we need an assertive government. We need a government that when it puts out a manifesto, they're going to deliver on their manifesto. That's what we need. You cannot, you know, it's like they're taking advantage of the fact that a lot of people don't read. And I don't like that because it shows a lack of integrity where they are concerned. Because even if the people don't read, you know, the other day when they came out with their booklet on things that they achieved, it should have run concurrent. It should have run parallel, right beside each other with their manifesto. The manifesto said, we would do this, and then it was done. We would do this, it was done. That is how you measure achievement. That is how you measure achievement. But what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, from this government is quite the opposite, right? And so this is part one of this reaction with Mr. Will Rattigan. We're going to go into part two. And I want to tell the people that watch this replay, because I'm going to post it separately. This part one, make sure that you go and watch part two. All right, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. All right, so we have set the stage. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.